Sony closes a first-party studio, The Last of Us HBO success is even bigger than imagined, Hogwarts Legacy continues sales domination, and Sony may have locked several Konami exclusives including Metal Gear. All that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get to them. A recent management shakeup over at Guerrilla saw Angie Smets leave for a PlayStation Studios role, but she will be back teaming up with art leader Jan Bart van Beek and technical director Michiel van der Loo in a talk at the Develop Conference. The team will talk about the studio development philosophy and the challenges they face with Horizon Forbidden West. The event will be held on Wednesday, July 12 over at the Hilton Brighton Metropole in Brighton, UK. In some very bad news, Pixelopus, a first-party PlayStation Studios known for Entwine and Concrete Genie, will be shutting down on June 2nd. The studio posted the news on Friday saying their adventure has come to an end, and as they look to new futures, they wanted to thank the millions of passionate players who supported them in making beautiful, imaginative games. Sony confirmed their decision to IGN, indicating they regularly evaluate its portfolio and the status of the studio projects to ensure they meet the organization's short and long-term strategic objectives. Previous rumors pointed out to Pixelopus working on an Unreal Engine 5 IP alongside the Sony Pictures animation team, which many linked to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, while others also said they were working on a Sly Cooper game. Former PlayStation boss Sean Layden also shared some words on the sad news, saying it was a deep cut as he loved working with the team and watching them level up to deliver Concrete Genie. Again, this is awful news, I only played Concrete Genie from them and it was a really cool game. Thank you Pixelopus for the amazing work and hope everyone at the studio lands on their feet. The PlayStation Plus collection leaves tomorrow and this is your last chance to add any of the nearly 20 games part of that library. One of the games that was originally a part of that was Persona 5, later removed in May last year. In a weird move or bug, the game has returned to the collection so you can also add it to your library. The only issue is that Sony removed the collection from the PS5 interface, so you need to search and download every game manually. The Gran Turismo movie will be in theaters in August and Sony released a trailer that was very well received last week. Now director Neil Blomkamp and star David Harbour talked with IGN about how they are avoiding the video game movie curse. Harbour said that what we love about video games is that we are the player playing them, we are controlling the action, and we don't necessarily want a director and team of people to control our point of view, to tell us what the story is within it. We ourselves want to carve that story for ourselves. Gran Turismo avoids that by not being directly a video game movie. Harbour continued by saying the movie is about a guy who played video games very intensely and then took that video game experience and put it on the track. It really becomes to me like a great sports movie. Do you agree with David Harbour on his take? Are you looking forward to watching the Gran Turismo movie? Let us know in the comments. And speaking of PlayStation productions, their big hit from this year was The Last of Us on HBO and apparently is reaching huge levels of success. As part of the WB Discovery earnings report, the company highlighted the show, saying it has reached 32 million average viewers per episode in the US, and in Latin America and Europe is the most watched show of all time. Only the last two seasons of Game of Thrones have a bigger average viewership than The Last of Us. HBO Max, or rather Max Now, is said to have reached 97.6 million subscribers as of March 2023, thanks to The Last of Us and other shows. This is amazing news for Season 2 and the production budget, so maybe we'll have more infected appearing in between episodes, fixing one of the criticisms of the first season. Next is WB Discovery working on a Superman game. That's what it appears David Zaslav, WBD CEO, suggested at the company's aforementioned earnings call. He was talking about how they own different brands like DC Universe, Harry Potter and Game of Thrones, and how games have transitioned to being a world that you can live in, a big piece of the success of Hogwarts Legacy. He then mentioned their future plans with Max and HBO and how they are launching a Superman movie and people will spend more time hanging out in a Superman world and universe. It's kind of a stretch that he meant a game, as it could just be they are planning to have all this DCU content in HBO and movies as an ecosystem of its own, not necessarily a game, but that's the rumors. Now that we mentioned Hogwarts Legacy, in our previous video we talked about how the game had dominated Q1 game sales in the US and was second in the UK, but now WB has updated sales numbers. Hogwarts has managed to sell 15 million copies and total over $1 billion. That was after the game's debut in February, which pulled 12 million copies in 2 weeks and $850 million, and just before the PS4 version was launched last week, so expect this to continue growing. Despite not having plans for DLC, Avalanche published the first patch for the game with the PS4 release, fixing over 500 issues and adding Arachnophobia mode as an accessibility option. Let's continue talking about bugs, but of a different kind, as EA continues patching Star Wars Jedi Survivor, but now a game-breaking bug has appeared on the EA forums. The bug was reported on Xbox Series S, but another user confirmed it also happened to him on PS5, and it occurs after defeating a late boss. Spoiler in the following image. It appears it's a little hard to pull off as you have to die at the same time as the boss, but just in case know, the Respawn team is already working on a fix. Moving on, a new rumor has appeared online saying that Sony may have locked several exclusives with Konami for several franchise revivals. Of course, those are Silent Hill 2, which is confirmed as a PS5 exclusive already, and the rumored new Metal Gear Solid and Castlevania games. The new rumor comes from Nick Baker at the Xbox Era podcast, where he said that the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake might be at the upcoming PlayStation showcase. But he also said his source was not 100% sure. Jess Gordon from Windows Central replied in the thread saying he's heard something similar and that Sony has landed exclusivity deals for Silent Hill, Metal Gear and Castlevania. We're still waiting for both Metal Gear and Castlevania to be confirmed after numerous reports during this past year, and the latest said they will be revealed around summer this year. But they are still rumors, so take it with a grain of salt. The only thing we have to go for this is Konami's intent on reviving all IPs, as we have seen with Silent Hill, so we'll have to wait and see. Another game we have seen previous rumors is Assassin's Creed Mirage, saying that it was going to launch as part of the Infinity platform, but now a Ubisoft team member has denied those rumors in the official Discord for the game. They said that, as announced during the showcase last year, Assassin's Creed Codename Red will be the first title to launch with Infinity. Meanwhile, Mirage doesn't seem to be far off, as per a GameStop employee who posted a photo of their internal system, and it appears the title is aiming for an August release. If one of your goals was to earn an Olympic medal playing games, you are in luck, as the International Olympic Committee has announced that Fortnite will be joining Gran Turismo, NBA 2K23 and 11 table tennis as part of the Olympic eSports Week. It will all go down on June 23rd to 25 from Singapore's Suntec Center, where 12 players from the 2023 Fortnite Champion Series will battle on an island created for the event. While for the other games, registration is open for anyone between 14 to 17 years old from China, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Chinese Taipei and Thailand. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. Come back on Wednesday for a new video, but remember to share your thoughts on any of these news in the comments below, like or dislike to let me know your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!